Gsssa piir soo ko bëggee fii si biir Gambia bi dawal foofu sa quality Gsssa your number one stop shop. Ana sama jigéen ñi dama bëgg ngeen jox ma seen nopp garme yi ndaxte quality Gsssa amal nañ leen ay til yu toj daala poos abaaya yu yiiw waaye it amal nañ leen ay boreda yu rafet boreda yoo xam ne pour góor ñi la ak pour jigéen ñi amal nañ leen body scrub yi nga xam ne nii dafay defar seen yaram bam nice waaye it fàttewuñ fa diw yi. Ana sama jeeg yu pare yi quality Gsssa amal nañ leen fa andi cuuraay yu neex house spray ak bépp xeetu baax pour seen biir néeg. Dama ne atum ren jii ku sa jëkkër mere ku ne yow la neex ndaxte quality Gsssa ñëw na si dëkk bi pour defar sëy yi. Make up artist yi bàyyi leen gannaaw ñu ngi leen fa amal ay make up product yu quality waxu leen léegi nii foofa sa Westfield jàkkaarloog monument bi wala nga jokkoo quality Gsssa si 250 01 24 ak quality Gsssa taaral sa bopp taaral sa néeg waaye it bégal sa alaaji aas.
We want to welcome you to the Gambia Teachers Union Secretariat. And of course, this is the home of Secondary School Sports Association. Every year, this is the place that we meet, to discuss our preparational level as far as athletics is concerned at school level. And we are here again, 2024, ready to go around the country, scout for athletes before we come to the national championship finals. My name is Babu Karsi, one of the communication members of the Secondary School Sports Association. And my immediate left here is Mr. Jame. Jame is the Secretary General of the association. In the middle is Ismail Asise, the President of Secondary School Sports Association. And on my far left is Abdul Karim C, the Chairman of competition. Before going any further, we want to sincerely apologize for starting this event late because we came and found headmasters having very important meetings, and it's about school sports dealing with young athletes who are led by headmasters. So when the need arises, we have to sacrifice and allow them to finish up before we start. But sincere apologies. Welcome on board. As I said, this is the preparations for the 2024 Inter-Schools Athletics Championship. And as you are all aware, or if you're just covering this for the first time, before we go to the national championship proper, we go around the country and organize what we call heats. From the heats is where the best athletes from these regions are identified. Of course, not first or second position, but the timings are identified, and bring them forward to the national championship. And that's exactly how it's going to be done this year, but with some new one or two things added to this year's championship. Last year, you are aware, some schools did very well during the heats, but were disqualified for cheating, and did not participate in the finals of the 2023 championship. You saw a press release where the chairman of competition, wrote to say all the schools suspended or expelled from last year's championship have been forgiven, and the championship is open. Come this year, they will add more to that shortly. But before further ado, I will invite the chairman of competition. They are fresh from a nationwide tour where they went and met with the schools and PE teachers and informed them some of the regulations that are added to this year's championship. And I will always buttress to say this is the only organization that organizes its events nationwide. And from our championships, from the sandy pitches that we run, because we don't have tracks to run, we select athletes or identify athletes to go 100% Gambia in youth competitions. And that's been happening every year with little or no support. So we want to say thank you again to the press for always associating yourself with school sports. I want to say definitely the press are in support of grassroots. And you all know the challenges that we are facing with zero funding coming from either athletics or football. But Mr. Chairman, I want to hand you over the baton to tell the press how successful was the nationwide tour before coming to this year's championship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Babugar Nani C. Thank you for honoring our call. This is another interface between the media and the leadership of the secondary school sports in the Gambia. As usual, we have our interschools that are coming as alluded by the press officer. 2024 is another year where we are going out again to organize the regional finals and going to the national finals. There were a lot of things that took place prior to going to the finals. You remember when we left last year, there were some challenges. Some schools were suspended. When I was appointed officially by the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education Permanent Secretary on the 1st of September 2023, I took the decision of closing the chapter, opening everybody, giving everybody the opportunity to participate. As a result, the schools that were suspended, the suspension was lifted, and every school is given the opportunity going to 2024 so that we start fresh. Going further, 15th of January to the 19th, we led a team from the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education under the directive of the Permanent Secretary to go around the entire regions to prepare, to discuss with our colleagues in the region, the local organizing committee. You will also be understood that the Independence Primary School Athletic Championship is part of our activity. And these two committees in the regions, the primary school sports committees, the secondary school sports committees, we are all met in the respective regions, starting from the 15th going to 20th of January. We have met all our colleagues. We have highlighted the issues. We have expressed the plans that we want for the primary school athletic championship on the 18th of February. We have also discussed with our colleagues in the regions the preparation for this year's championship. We are starting on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th this weekend in Basse for the regional finals for Region 6 and Region 5, Basse being the host. The following weekend, we will be in Farafenye for North Bank and LRR schools. The following week, 13 to the 17th, we will be in Bottrop for West Coast schools. And from the 21st to 25th, we will be either in Abuko or if the stadium is available at the stadium for Greater Banjul schools. The ground is well set. We have discussed so many issues with our colleagues. The competition format that is going to take place, we have made adjustments this time round because we want to standardize our activities. Previously, we will have athletes identified in the regions. Each of the 4 centers are giving 2 qualifiers, meaning we'll have 8 athletes coming to the finals. We were doing it before, but we need to correct ourselves and also do what internationally is happening, in the sense that our athletes now will qualify and come to the finals and go into semi-finals before going to the finals. We want to avoid a situation where Abdul Karim qualified from Basse and is supposed to be one of the 8 athletes on the track. We go into the final, Abdul Karim is not around one way or the other, he has an injury or something else, and he's on replace. You cannot replace the person. In athletic, those things don't happen. You have to go through the heats. If you qualify, we all know the World Athletics Championship. We all know the Olympic Games. You have to go a series of qualifiers to the semi-finals before you get to the finals. So we have decided that in our national final this time we'll have semi-finals. As a result, we have also given the opportunity for other schools who participate and are unfortunate to be part of the 2 athletes qualifying to go to the final. So we have made some adjustment that the Basse event will have 3 athletes qualify. In Farafenye, we'll have 3 athletes qualify instead of the 2. In the Greater Banjul, we have 3 athletes qualifying instead of the 2. While in West Coast, we have 4 athletes qualifying instead of the 2. So as the West Coast region is raised to 4 because number of schools in West Coast outnumbered certain regions in terms of participation. So they were given the opportunity to have 4, while the others will each have 3. So those schools who will feel, like for example in Basse, you will feel that yes, when we go for the finals, the 2 position is always for St. George's or is for Bansang. So that opportunity is now given for other schools so that the athletes will show their talent and the 3rd person qualify to come to the final. And this is what we have started. We have talked to our people. They have understood some of the rules we have been using them before. We have talked to our athletes to make sure our club committees to know that there will be changes. We will strictly this time goes by the rules of athletics. Many a time we will go for the relay events, and you all witness athletes will be running with the baton and go beyond the baton handing over level. So all those things has to be corrected this year. We make sure that our athletes, they strictly go by the rules. When it is relay, there is a baton exchange zone, and that zone must be respected so that the baton is handed over. So all those things are fixed in the rules, and they are communicated with our colleagues, and our colleagues are ready to make sure that they provide the athletes. The trip was very successful. Everybody agreed on what we are, but then like we have clarified so many things to make sure that the journey is ready. And we are ready for the journey now going to Basse this weekend. Generally, that are some of the issues that Nani with regards to the tour. It was a very successful one, and everything was highlighted. As the chairman, I raised the issue. The Secretary General, Jame, also gave some of the issues, and I can say for now that we are ready to go out for the competitions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairman Abdul Karim. As I said earlier in the introduction, that he led a delegation around the country to meet schools, and PE teachers, concerning some of these new rules that are brought forward for this year's championship. And as he rightly put it, as the chairman, since his appointment by the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, came with the decision of forgiving all the schools that were suspended for cheating, and wants to open a new chapter. And I hope school masters and PE teachers will take this as an opportunity, particularly those that were affected last season, to make sure they adhere to the rules and regulations guiding Secondary School Sports Association. Before the president comes in, I will now invite Mr. Jame, to also tell us the preparational level of secondary school sports as far as the heat is concerned. My take home from the chairman's speech is that normally when we go out to the regions, 2 qualifiers are picked from these regions, and they will qualify automatically to the finals. So when they come, they run straight the finals. But this year we are changing that. When you come, you have to go to the semi-finals and then make it to the finals. So this will give opportunity to more athletes coming down from the regions to come and compete. Even if you have an injury or stuff, you will have somebody else that will compete into the semi-finals instead of going straight to the finals. In fact, before Jamie comes in, I'll just go straight to the president to talk to you guys, and you know how passionate he is when it comes to secondary school sports, particularly athletics. So, Mr. President, let me come straight to you so you can address the press.
All right. Good afternoon, members of the media. Thank you so much for coming after a short notice of invitation to be part of this year's press conference. You are our friends. You have been with us for quite a long time. And every year you are the ones that amplified our voices whenever we are to have our championship. And we are always very grateful to you because we know we cannot do it alone. Whatever we have gained from secondary school sports, in order to propagate it, is through you. So we are very much grateful and thankful to you people. So once again, thank you so much. And this is secondary school sports back again for 2024 academic year. Like the chairman just alluded to, this year's championship is taking a different dimension. He said we have increased the qualifiers and the format of the championship. Initially, we wanted to go in for quarterfinal, semi-final, and finals, just like the Olympics. But we realized that schools are constrained in terms of preparation, in terms of finance, when it comes to preparing their athletes at the level of the schools. Because where schools normally get their funding from, that is from the school improvement grant, that one is not, usually is not available on time because the government always delays the payment and then it's always coming in pittance. So therefore, schools find it very difficult to invest meaningfully on their athletes to prepare them for this championship. The way and manner in which we want the championship to be staged, we cannot get it in full force because schools are constrained financially, and even the association in itself is constrained financially. So everything, sometimes, in fact, almost at the beginning of every year, we have to, take loan to pre-finance our championship, and that has been a very big problem for us. So this year, like I said, the qualifiers are going to be increased, and then also, different regions, like he alluded to, the West Coast region is going to going home with more qualifiers than any other region due to the number of participating schools from West Coast region, and that is definitely fair. West Coast region every year used to have more participating schools than any other region. Sometimes the number of schools that participate, upper basic and senior secondary schools will be very close to 60 or 60 plus schools. So as compared to other schools. So that is why we decided to give them 4 slots when it comes to qualifiers, and then also other regions, 3 slots. So we have all the regions like the NBR and LRR, the 2 of them together is 3 slots, and then URR and CRR also together is 3 slots. And then whilst KM, that is region 1, is also 3 slots. So this time around, we are expecting, especially this year, according to sources from the discussions that were going on in the various WhatsApp platforms, and then the interest of participating schools. Because like I said earlier on, most of the schools who want to participate, they will start training, they will do their preparations at their level, the school level, but then they will train and prepare up to second term when governments did not even pay for the first term fee. So that is also created a lot of problems. That is why some schools, when the funds are not paid during second term, especially beginning of second term, they feel reluctant to participate. And of course, we cannot blame them for not participating, simply because they don't have the funds. And we all know how expensive sports is. So this time we are expecting over 170 schools, almost close to 178 or 79 schools. But 170, at least that one has some interest across the country. It may go beyond that. It may go beyond that, because some schools are expecting to get little from whatever funds they are trying to raise at their level. So if all goes well, at least 170 will be in attendance in various regions. This is in total nationwide, and we are expecting each region, they are all on high gear at this moment on their preparations. And then also we expect at least this time around, like he said, the rules are, because when he came in as new chairman, like he alluded to, obviously he decided to change a lot of things. We sat down and discussed and agreed that yes, let bygones be bygones. Let's forget about the other things. But things did not go right the way we wanted, and then we try to open up a new page, and we did that. We have opened up a new page, but that doesn't mean that we are no longer going to punish schools that are found wanted. Because as you know, for example, when it comes to rules, I'm always there to make sure that the rules have been applied to the letter. Because I don't like cheating in sports, and whatever happens no matter whatever degree that you cheated, I'll make sure that you have been punished. And despite of the fact that we dropped the previous sanctions, then we are coming up with the new rules again. And that is the fact that whosoever is found wanting of cheating, it depends on the level, the degree of cheating, then will be fined to pay between $10,000 to $25,000. Failure of which will be banned for not more than 2 years suspension. You will go for 2 years suspension. All right. And then these rules are not meant to just witch hunt schools. We are not witch hunting any schools, but we are making sure that our competition is clean. We are making sure that the right students that are in schools, those that we call our students, are the ones that definitely we want them to participate, because we want to have the right ages, because that is very, very important. Even when it comes to football, under 17, footballers can only be found in schools. When it comes to athletics, the under 16, the 15, the 17 can only be found in schools. Schools have the right ages. Schools have the right athletes with the right ages. So therefore, applying the rules definitely will help us to control, because we all know how secondary schools used to be. People, you have athletes that will be in school and they will never graduate. But gone are those days now. We don't normally see those athletes. The moment you reach grade 12, you have to sit to the exams, and then you exit from the system. And that's what we wanted. Those who are there should be given the opportunity. Those who are there should be given the chance to also come up and showcase their talents, both nationally and internationally. And under 17 team of the national athletic team for the under 17, honestly, are chosen from schools, because every year when the championship is done, this is why we have the coach Maria Masala with us and other members of the GA, who will definitely be there to ensure that they take the names of the right athletes, those who perform, those who showcase their talents, those who have the talents. Definitely, they scout them from the schools. And we are urging even clubs, those who are having athletics clubs, to come on board. Please come on board and try to at least look at some of these, rising talents, and then bring and register them in your teams. And even internationally, those who have clubs, those who are interested in athletes in the Gambia, if the local ones cannot do it, then you come forward, try to partner with secondary school sports, and we will definitely provide you or give you the right platform where you can scout the athletes. So, like he said, the chairman elaborated on the issue of the dates. This weekend, from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be at Basse, and we expect all schools to at least exercise maximum respect and respect to the rules and regulations on the ground. And then violence, definitely that one does not fall within these rules, that the rule that I just mentioned. Violence does not fall within. Any school that causes commotion, any school that causes violence, that school is going to be banned forthwith. That one, we don't even entertain that. And we don't want to entertain it. We don't want to condone violence. We want students to come forward together with their teachers to respectfully participate. Any school that causes commotion on the ground, definitely consider yourself to be out even more than 5 years. That is to the discretion of the executive committee. That one we don't, in fact, it's not part of these normal rules that we apply. So, but this other one, that is just about the issue of cheating here and there. And then also we expect the local authorities of the regions that we are going to stage this competition, we expect them to also come on board. Let them at least, support their schools. Let them support, their athletes that are within their regions, like the governor's office, the area councils, and other stakeholders that are within there. These are young children. These are the future of the country. And of course, when they are into competitions, we need to come all out to support them. The businesses that are found in various regions. Let's support schools. Schools is not only government giver. We have been, undergoing series of constraints in the past years. The past 2 years, things were very, very hard on secondary school sports. But then nonetheless, we are thinking, because it was our utmost target, we targeted to make sure that at least, we increase the prices to, maybe if possible, if we have the right funds, we want to hit the ceiling of 500,000 or even go beyond that for schools. So that any school that wins definitely will go home with something big. But this time around, it still remains the same. It's 100,000. Yeah, 100,000. And of course, we give out, second, the runners-up, and then also the others, plus the upper basic and that of the senior secondary school. And then also we give out medals. And the medals are always very, very quality. So everything is just from, the meager resources that we gather, in order to at least stage this competition. And also the ticketing, because at the gates, we normally collect tickets, and this time around, tickets have been increased from $25 to $50 in all the regions across. It's $50, all right? So, and then that it will definitely go anyway, because whatever we collect, those are the monies that we gather together, and then in turn, give it back to schools as cash prizes. That is where we normally, use to at least work on the logistical arrangements and other stuff. plus the medals, the trophy, and whatever. All those things come from the money that is being raised from the gate. So, and then also, before I just conclude, I also want to, I also want to urge the media once again. You have been doing it, but I want to urge all of you, all right, to come, to at least join with us and then, apply some little bit of empathy and amplify our voices more and more, that we needed. Secondary school sports definitely needed support. Secondary school sports needed support. Whatever we do is from our own little resources together with our credit union, because our credit union, anytime we don't have it, when we fall back to them, they always make sure they give us some soft loans here and there. And then, we take loans from the credit union in order to finance our championship. For athletics, we don't have any support at all. For athletics, we don't have any support. And we are open to any businesses or enterprise or, institutions that want to partner with us. You are most welcome. And we want at least the Ministry of Youth and Sports intervention also, because we have been struggling for some time now to get the support from them. But we hope and pray that this time around they will also come up big. So once again, thank you so much for coming to be part of this year's press conference.
Thank you, President. Just as age of the athletics in the Gambia. Of course, those of you that have been covering the inter schools, of course, always see her at the ending point. Thank you very much. Before welcoming your questions, Jamie, you want to add one, two things, or we just ask? Okay. Okay, the chairman wants to add something before we throw the baton back to you for your questions. If there's
I just wanted to add, during the tour, we have visited the centers that are going to host the events. Like for Basse, we are talking of. For Basse, this time around, we are using the Basse Mini Stadium, where the event is going to take place. And we are accommodating all the schools that are coming from CRR, Basse, URR, all together at the Kobakunda primary schools and Kobakunda Annex. These are two schools that are together and accommodate all the schools that are going to Basse. So I just wanted to inform you. Yes, we know sometime last year we have some errors. We announced results and change results, but this time around we're trying to improve to make sure that those things are corrected. And one of the measures that we are taking is that starting from the region, like Friday, we will announce the results of Friday on Saturday before we start. And Saturday, we also announce the results of Saturday on Sunday before we start. But we can assure everybody that this time our records, our data will be very correct, and we will not announce the results and change the results. Thank you. Huh?
All right. For the purpose of records, the championship is starting on the 2nd of February to the 4th in URR, for URR and CRR schools, and then also Friday, 9th of February to the 11th of February for NBR and LRR schools, and then Wednesday, 13th of February to the 17th of February for Bottrop, for Brikama schools, West Coast region, and then Thursday, 22nd of February to 25th February for Region 1, that is at Abuko School Ground. All right. And then the finals, because this is 25th is very close to Ramadan. And I think I understand Ramadan is starting on the 1st, something like that, 11th of March. So we want to give allowance for athletes to at least train. This time around, we'll push the finals until after the Ramadan. After the Ramadan, then we come and stage our finals. We want it to be a very big event because as we have changed the competition format from 2 qualifiers to 3, and it's going to be quarterfinal, semi-final, and finals. So therefore, we needed more time to prepare in terms of logistics, especially when it comes to feeding and other logistical arrangements. So once again, that is it. And I hope and pray we'll see all of you then, and the dates for the final will be announced in due course.
Thank you. Thank you, President. I will now want to ask, just raise your hands. I will point you your name and the media house. Okay, let me start with you before coming to the exam.
Well, like I said at the beginning, that when I was appointed as chairman of competitions from the 1st of September to 2023. That is after the competitions in Bottrop, the finals. There were a lot of things, there were a lot of issues, there were a lot of errors that was made. We are human. There were a lot of errors that were made in terms of decisions taken, in terms of suspension of schools, a lot of things. The rules was not followed. We were going directly punishing schools that were found wanting. So like I said, we want to standardize by making sure that we go by what the rules are saying in terms of punishing schools. Some of the appeals, the schools did not appeal, right? And when in the rules, we have sections that talks about how appeal procedures are followed. As somebody appointed, and I know that the rules must have something, a roadmap of appeals. You cannot just go and follow the wrong method that was being used, going on schools, suspending them. So the idea was there to freeze everything and we start fresh, because I was appointed to take charge of issues, and therefore I decided it's better we close the chapter and open the chapter and make sure that we start everybody first. Yes.
We realized that two qualifiers, a lot of potential and outstanding athletes are left behind. If you go to each region, you have the big fish, big schools, all right? Those schools, so long they competed well, other schools are never seen. They never shine. So we want to open up and give many schools, the opportunity to also qualify, so that we can have the first, the second, and the third. If we have the right funds, even fourth and fifth will qualify to the national finals, so that we can start the national finals with quarterfinal, semi-final, and finals, just like Olympics. If you will always watch Olympics, you will see from the quarterfinal, you first you run, the hits, then you go to quarterfinal, semi-final, all right, and then you go to finals. So we want to at least fish out the most outstanding, because any athlete that is able to make from the regions, then come to the finals, you participate in the semi-final and win, you go to the finals also the same thing, that at least is outstanding. Gambia has talents, honestly. It's just a means of tapping those talents. How are we going to get it? And one means of it is through secondary school sports. Because we are always thinking, we always want to come up with new strategies as to how best we can make our competition to be standard. We want an Olympic format of competition. That's what we want. We are yet to be there. If you can help us to get funds, definitely we'll be there. All right? The other things about the prizes, the first prize is used to be 100,000, and then the second prize, 50,000, the third is 25,000 for the senior secondary schools. For the upper basic UBS category, we have 50,000, 25,000, and 15,000. So this is what we give. I think it's a total of 250 or 275,000. But what we wanted, what I personally wanted, for example, if I have the funds, honestly, we want to compete the first division prizes. The money that is given for the first division prize. If we have the million, we'll give the schools million, because they deserve it. They normally, you go to some schools, the schools will be pulling out money every day to be given to athletes for transport fares. They come from different places. They gather in the school, and these children are committed. They love sports. They love athletics. Come and see the way they do. Honestly. So if they are to win something and to carry it home, let it be something very lofty, something big. And that's why I want the package to be bigger. Honestly, that's the intention we have. If we have the funds, definitely we will increase it to 500,000. And if you have further have the funds, we'll increase it to 1 million. Honestly. Yes.
Yes, my name is Bibi Kani Trandaika. I just want the clarity, because we understand that last year Sinjubalia was banned together with Barcode. But later we've seen that Barcode made a press release that they have planned their ban to media. Was this decision communicated to them?
They have?
They have learned their ban through media. Have you write a letter to them informing them that they have been banned from the competition?
That is for the Secretary General. You know, what I know is that any school that we ban, we always send you a letter. All right? And then when we investigate, all right, because we have zero tolerance to cheating, we don't want to encourage it. She's here, and she can even throw some light onto that when they have athletes that are over age and they want to reduce their ages. The disadvantages of that at the international scene. We don't want Gambia to always be level as, you know, athletes or footballers age cheating or have been found wanting of age cheating. We are the ones responsible for grassroots sports. So therefore, we have to do our utmost best to make sure that we regularize at the grassroots. If everything's regularized at the grassroots, honestly, at the other levels, there will be no problem. Of course, every school is given letters. So I cannot remember now because it's been 1 year now or so. I cannot remember. But what I know is that, and if we ban schools, we send them notification. Yeah.
My second question is there any form of a discussion with the organizing teams? Because last year I encountered this problem with one of the man who was standing at the gate during the hits at Abuko. When I saw him my press card, he said, "No, I will not enter." So I explained myself and my situation to him that I'm here. This is my third day. He said, "No, journalists should pay even at the final." That's the final day. That was on Sunday. The final day hits at Abuko. So I explained to him almost 10 minutes. I was standing at the gate. So do you have any discussion with your people on the ground about the journalists that are coming to cover the events? Because not only me, I have some of the journalists also who encounter similar thing at Birikam.
Journalists have never been trained on our competitions.
I think I want to say one or two things. When it comes to the issue of journalists, we've never had issues with journalists when it comes to both hits and the finals. Perhaps your case was an unfortunate incident which I was never aware of. But before even leaving to the field, we always have our briefings. And journalists are what made this event where it is today. Mm-hmm. We are here today because of the press. Since I joined this association, helping them to promote, because I love grassroots sports, I've not seen, apart from, a bank that used to sponsor the football competition, but when it comes to athletics, I've not seen any, apart from GTUCC that have been chipping in to support, sometimes sponsor or loan us money. The press is what normally sells our programs so that people will feel the independent stadium or any partner we do. So we don't, any day that I have issues with the press and the executive not taking any decision, I'll just leave their school sports. I don't joke with it. Your situation is just unfortunate, and I hope it will not happen again, but we always update our guys and inform them that, the press, we even provide press cards. I will also send communications to the GPU page and other sports journalist page to say, come for your press cards. And sometimes, people like me will stay until it's better you have your press cards and that's it. But even without that, sometimes, if you're not provided with that card that we are given, if you come with your media house card, definitely they should allow you to enter. So your situation was unfortunate and we apologize, but the press, school sports don't joke with the press, honestly, I can tell you that. See?
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Steve Sane from GRTS. Talking about sponsorship and having a deal with the athletics champions. Over the years, we've always felt on that we don't have the sponsorship. We don't have people who will sponsor this. Why is it difficult for secondary sports to have partnerships who will sponsor the athletics champions online football?
For athletics, honestly, we don't have sponsorship. It was that used to be GFF. GFF chips in to support football, the qualifiers. Apart from that, athletics, we don't get any support, honestly.
Is it, right to say that the people that are...
I can elaborate on that, honestly. I can't say anything for that. All I can answer or, respond to you is that we have written, support letters to institutions, individuals, businesses, GSM companies and so on. And then in fact, for some of them, we even went far to further discuss, all right? But yet still, we have not seen anything, positive. But we hope and pray that it is in the pipeline coming, but for now, still nothing has, been attained yet. So, but maybe things will come, it will be better next time, But anyway, that's why my last appeal was that we want the press, the media, to help us to amplify our voices regarding sponsorship, regarding support. Ask relevant questions and, see whether you get answers. If there are answers, if we are not doing right or whatsoever, or they do not trust in supporting us, let them come and tell us, we do not trust X, Y, Z. So we want you to adjust in here and there. We would definitely be more than grateful because we are not doing it for ourselves. We are just being there, to take charge of the responsibility. But we are doing it for the entire Gambia. It's for the Gambia. And secondary school sports finals are always one of the biggest events in the country. Tell me one event that normally fills the stadium to capacity. Tell me one event. So there is not, even with football, the stadium is never full to capacity. But with our athletic championship for that weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the stadium is always full to capacity. And we are urging the Ministry of Youth and Sports to please double up with the works on the stadium so that at least before our finals, the stadium will be ready, definitely. Because it's the only place in the Gambia where you have tracks, the only place. So if we have more than one, definitely it will be good. And then, because we don't definitely want to, conduct our finals on the Sunday pitches. It's definitely, we should be more than that now. Our finals have to be on tracks. And everybody dress well, you come to the stadium and enjoy yourself. You watch talent. If you want to really watch raw talents, come to the stadium for the finals, honestly. So that is it.
Well, I just want to add that, school sports cannot force any company or institution to sponsor us. But we've been writing letters. Some of them will invite us, we'll go and present, thanks to the press that our athletics championship have sold itself to the Gambians. We, as I said, we're the only association that conducts our events nationwide. We start from Basse and come down to Bali or Sarakona. When you look into the attendance, even at the heat level, thousands and thousands of people attend athletics. Gambians love athletics. Perhaps maybe these companies don't know the value of, I don't want to go there, but if you really want to sell your product, this is the place. Okay. This is the place to sell your product. But we cannot force it. We cannot force it. The last time we had a bank, let me give them a free advert. GT Bank sponsored the school football tournament. That's where Yankuba Minte was scouted. Yankuba Minte of today was scouted at the Principal's Cup at the stadium. Gina Bass, was leaving St. Joseph to go and represent Gambia at the junior championship. He was scouted. He was also scouted at this championship.
I don't know. She knows all their names.
You can go on and on and on. All the other athletes that pass through school sports will go straight automatically and represent Gambia. GAA, this is where they come and do their shopping. This is their supermarket. So this is where we prepare them. So both football and athletics, no sponsors. But we cannot force again any institution to come and say, but if you really want to sell your product, you know where to go when it comes to sports. Sports is business now. So it's unfortunate that we're still struggling, but I hope companies will come forward and institutions to partner with us. You will definitely not regret it.
Just do us a favor and then, ask relevant questions as a media personnel, because sometimes you normally have interface with some big fish in the country and then also some, big wigs in the institutions and so on. Ask them relevant questions. Why are they not coming? Why are they not chipping in to support school sports? Like I said, athletics, we have nothing. We don't have a sponsorship. It's the GTU-CCU that sponsor the prizes for the athletics, the finals, and then also for football, GFF will come in to take care of our preliminary qualifiers. But apart from that, we don't have any other sponsorship. And even with that, we need more funding. We need more funding because we want to make sure, because clubs rely on schools. Clubs rely on schools, both athletic clubs and then football clubs. The third divisions, most of the third divisions that have been played, find out in each of the third division teams, how many students you will find in that team? There are as many as possible. Second division, the same thing. You have students playing in second division, even the fourth division. Go to the female team. In fact, entirely they are all students from schools. So all this can tell somebody that definitely these people deserve some support. So that's why I said, journalists, ask some relevant questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. With that, we come to the end of the press conference, and again, please help us continue supporting us. We are starting these hits this coming weekend. We'll be in Basse. The following weekend we'll be in Farafenni. We'll come down to Brikama and then to Abu. So every weekend we'll be somewhere in one of these weekends. Thank you so very much for coming once again. We cannot say thank you enough for the support that you've been doing. I hope we'll continue working together. And this time, please, no journalists will be stopped again. I can promise you that.
Yoddu sa xët te quality Gsssa ñoo yor seen cumbukaay tur day uyu borom Gsssa pire soo ko bëggee fii si biir Gambia bi dawal foofu sa quality Gsssa your number one stop shop ana sama jigéen ñi dama bëgg ngeen jox ma seen nopp garme yi ndaxte quality Gsssa amal nañ leen ay til yu toj daala poos abaaya yu yiiw waaye it amal nañ leen ay boreda yu rafet boreda yoo xam ne pour góor ñi la ak pour jigéen ñi amal nañ leen body scrub yi nga xam ne nii dafay defar seen yaram bam nice white fàttewuñ fa diw yi ana sama jeeg yu pare yi quality Gsssa amal nañ leen fa andi cuuraay yu neex house spray ak bépp xeetu baax pour seen biir néeg dama ne atum ren jii ku sa jëkkër mere ku ne yow la neex ndaxte quality Gsssa ñëw na si dëkk bi pour defar sëy yi make-up artist yi bàyyi leen gannaaw ñu ngi leen fa amal ay make-up product yu quality waxu leen léegi nii foofu sa Westfield jàkkaarloog monument bi wala nga jokkoo quality Gsssa si 250 01 24 ak quality Gsssa taaral sa bopp taaral sa néeg